Want to know one of my biggest pet peeves? One of my biggest pet peeves is when you've worked really, really, really hard to stabilize a patient, and you know, you've turned them around, you've at least gotten into a place that we're like, okay, we can make it to the hospital now. For example, you started pacing this patient and you're transporting them, you get to the ER, they put them in a resuscitation room, and already everybody's anxiety is up here when it's normally down here because it's a very critical patient, and everyone's a little nervous, I'm just gonna be honest. But before you have the chance to let everybody know what's going on, and you move this patient next to the ER stretcher, things just start getting pulled off. And I'm telling you, the anxiety that this causes me is like astronomical, because the most stressful thing that I've ever experienced in EMS is working my booty off to stabilize somebody, and you say they're bradycardic and you start pacing them and you get captured and everything's good and the patient starts turning around, and then they just get ripped off as soon as you get in there. And I'm like, now they're not being paced, like you just totally undid all the hard work that we just worked like for quite a long time to stabilize this patient. And my instinct is to go, no, like interrupt, stop that from happening. And I sound a little harsh and I don't want to, but like sometimes you don't even have the time to start giving the story before things start getting taken off your patient that are potentially keeping them alive. And I'm a big proponent, if you didn't initiate the intervention, or if you don't have the licensure level to initiate the intervention, that you do not terminate the intervention unless we talk about it first, unless it's causing some grave, you know, injury or illness to the patient by that intervention being performed. So we work with a lot of hospitals in our region. I am from the Southeast, so there's tons everywhere. So my question is, what kind of system have your hospitals or institutions put in place to keep stuff like this from happening? Because it's happened more times than I care to admit, and it's frustrating for everyone all around, and it's endangering the patient potentially. So what can we do to prevent this from happening? I am not at a hospital-based service, so I don't have a ton of say, but we work pretty closely with them. So let me know what you got, your ideas, and has this ever happened to you? Because it's very defeating when it happens.